What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Going Through Nintendo Power. We're diving back into May 1991 with volume 24 with Vice Project Doom on the cover. Can't wait to dive back into this. If you're like me, I got the magazine growing up and I remember flipping through these a bunch, maybe on the school bus, maybe at school, and getting excited to play some NES when you got home. Let's dive into this magazine.
Books, guides, magazines, and everything in between. It's about video games, and that's what I read. Yeah, that's what I read. Russ's Retro Read.
All right, here we are with the cover of Vice Project Doom. We got a guy with some binoculars, holding the binoculars. Almost looks alien with like the green and purples on here, and you can see our hero back here with some test tubes, almost like Metroid looking various there. Vice Project Doom Cosmic Plot. Don't miss the Rocketeer Game Boy and Gauntlet 2 on the Game Boy, and this one has a bonus Battletoads comic on the inside. Let's flip it in and see what we got. Go on the ultimate power trip. $60 of power free. So the big ad for Nintendo Power magazine right here. Get 4 free player's guides, even if you already subscribe to Nintendo Power. So you can get different player guides here for, it looks like Super Nintendo, Mario, Game Boy, and NES Game Atlas. Blast into the new dimension of power with Game Atlas. None of these, I've never seen any of these, so I don't know. Maybe they had different covers or something on them. Nintendo Power is your power base. Right now is the time to renew or subscribe to the most powerful magazine on Earth. Even if you're already a Nintendo Power subscriber, you can still get 4 free player guides when you renew now. Your additional issues will be added to your existing subscription. Now you've built a serious power base. Pretty neat, pretty neat. All right, here we are with the contents, and looks like a little backstory here. What is this? Power line. It's another power-packed issue with spreads of the latest, greatest, as well as contest results and other points of interest. For starters, check out the Nestor Awards results. The ballots are in, and this year's winners have been named. They're listed in this issue, beginning on page 30. Thanks for your votes. How did your favorites rate? This month's cover story, Vice Project Doom, is an adventure in game programming. It features 3 distinct scene perspectives in an overhead car chase, a view through scope, and a side view for the major game action. Hero Quinn Hart's trail takes him through a jungle and deep into the city in search of sinister aliens. The hunt begins on page 8. It's getting you excited for what's in this issue here. Everybody's favorite masked man makes his video debut in Konami's Lone Ranger, complete with his steadfast. No, because the next word's steed. I guess steadfast steed. That's a tongue twister. Silva. He loops from site to site, squelching sidewinders set on dastardly acts. One thing is certain, you won't get bored staring at the same old scenery. You'll need the map on the back of the poster to keep all the scenes straight. Who wouldn't want to have a personal jetpack as a means of transportation? Pilot extraordinaire Cliff Skinner is just dreaming it. He's wearing it, based on the Disney movie destined to become this summer's comic hero blockbuster. Rocketeer is already heating up video screens. It's a blast. So here's our breakdown here. Vice Project Doom, the Rocketeer with a couple screenshots right there. Lone Ranger, The Adventures of Lolo 3. Lolo and Lala return in a new adventure that leads them through 17 levels and 100 rooms, some of them underwater. It's a Lulu. Tips from the pros, video updates, and of course your Game Boy breakdown right here. Players Forum, and the Info Zone. Nintendo Power Awards. Battletoads comic, Celerberty, Profile, Bulletin Board, and what's on next issue. Here's the Player Pulse. All right, we got some great art to dive in for sure. Artists are drawn to Mega Man 3. Our mailroom was flooded this last month with oceans of great art from all over. Many famous characters were represented. But by far the most popular hero was Mega Man. Check out the catches of the month. Nice, we got some great sketches right here of Mega Man. I definitely drew some Mega Man and Top Man when I had my issue of Nintendo Power. Even Rush has fans. I was so excited when I got Mega Man 3 for Christmas. It's the best game I've played ever. The graphics and sound are most excellent. And I love Mega Man's new buddy, Rush Dog. What a great idea. My little brother and I like to make up our own Mega Man adventures. Even our German Shepherd puppy, Barkley, gets in on the act. I think he wants to be the star of a video game someday, just like Rush Dog. Thanks for the best Mega Man adventure yet. I can't wait to see what's next. Derek. Check out this mega art from Samar Torres of Puerto Rico. Nice, got Dr. Wily, Dr. Light down there. Mega Man on the Rush skateboard there. Peter Osco from Bronx, New York got Mega Man 3 for Christmas. And he's already made some drawings of the boss robots. This one shows off Mega Man in a dizzying battle with Spin Crazy Top Man. Hold on to your lunch, Mega Dude. Then this is sweet right here. It's almost like a little comic strip. Mega Man 3 poem. As you can plainly see, this is the end of Mega Man 3. You beat Dr. Wily with the search snake, then rocks fall. You're flat as pancake. Proto Man comes, whistles his tune. At the end of the game, Dr. Wily is doomed. Snappy poem, Lee. It brought tears to the eyes of the editor staff here at Nintendo Power. Maybe it was the onion skin paper you used. Oh, Christ. Sean Bowley, Middleburg, VA, sends his artwork regularly. This guy is looking to put our artist out of a job. Yeah, these are fantastic for sure. Even the way he laid it out looks awesome. What else we got here? Nestor, all painted up. Josh Foreman is a 15-year-old and lives in North Pole, Alaska, where Christmas decorations are up all year and a 20-foot Santa Claus stands in front of the Santa Claus house. Sometimes the temperature drops to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Josh says that when having Nintendo games to play is a great thing. Josh made these models mainly out of Cernet, which is a clay imported from Germany that hardens in the oven. He's made a business of selling custom jewelry and figurines. From the photos, you can see he's been busy. Josh homeschools with his brother and sister, which means his mom is also his teacher. When moose walk through the yard, his mom stops school and lets them watch. He is studying Japanese now so that he can someday talk with the Japanese staff at Nintendo Co. Ltd. I wonder, where is he now? Where's Josh Foreman at? Is he speaking Japanese? Still making art? Does he have an Etsy store? Looks like he made a Bowser right here coming out of like something. And what else he's got? Some dragons here. Pretty awesome stuff for sure. I love the posters in the background. Remember Final Fantasy Treasure Hunt? That was the Players Poll Grand Prize last year. We had a great time coming up with that idea. This month, we're going to let our readers choose the grand prize for the upcoming Players Poll contests. The prizes should be related in some way to one of the latest games, so don't send prize suggestions like a new Porsche or $10 million. And especially nothing like frozen pizza. We'll print the top entries in the upcoming mailbox, and we'll use the best one in that issue's Players Poll contest. We still want to see pictures of you and Nintendo Power from around the world. If you're planning a trip this summer, take your camera and your magazine with you. I'm taking a trip too. Maybe I'll bring some Nintendo Powers. Moving on to Vice Project Doom right here. Such a great game for sure. I love that they split that up with driving, side-scrolling, and some shooting as well. Plays really awesome. Game Pack data box right here. It's got 4.3 for graphics and sound, 4 for play control, 4.3 for challenge and excitement, and 3.8 for theme and fun. So it looks like we got an overview here of him inside some stasis tube right here. Maybe it gives you a little backstory here. Life must have been a lot less complicated before the aliens came to Earth. From where I stand, those creeps are nothing but trouble, and I know trouble. The name's Quinn Hart. I'm a vice officer. My brush with the aliens started with a routine call on a runway madman. Little did I know then that this by-the-number job would lead me to an alien leader of the Beta Corporation. Beta makes gel aliens. Or makes gel. Aliens need gel to survive, but humans can't take the stuff for long. First, they feel total euphoria. Then, zap! They're history. That's why you can't sell gel to humans. But Beta made a lot of money doing just that. They had to be stopped. So I guess gel is some type of drug on the street there. Vice Project Doom is a sci-fi adventure from American Sammy that loaded with action, plot twists, and a thrill-packed stages. Most of the game takes place in the classic running and jumping side view. Some stages, though, look at the action from a totally different angle. Overhead driving scenes and first-person perspective keep the game new and exciting. There are 11 alien blasting stages. Awesome. So it gives you a breakdown here of your screen, ammo, your weapon select, coins, health meter. Your health depends on well you avoid enemy contact and how many life replenish items you can collect. Be on the lookout for bottles and meat bones. Just like wall meat from Castlevania, right? You may never get through the incredible challenges of advanced stages without them. Most enemies you defeat will leave something behind. Bullets and grenades are among the most valuable of these items. Save them for situations that require a long distance approach. If you run out of ammo, you can always fall back on your trusty whip. And when you're in the car, your machine gun magazine will never be empty. Coins crop up constantly. Blast enough baddies to collect 100 of these bonuses and you'll earn a 1-up. That'll save a lot of work when the going gets tough. So get your extra life just like Mario. Interesting that they gave him like a whip or almost like Castlevania, but you still have guns and everything like that. And almost like the turkey leg in the wall there, the wall meat, they got meat bone. Stage 1, the madman drove an armored truck. It took some time, but I put it out of commission. The trick was to stay back and dodge the blast while I kept the truck in my sights. The truck went up in flames once I punctured the steel plating with a few rounds of automatic fire. The driver was in bad shape. I found a green substance under his claws. It was gel. So the first stage is a driving stage, so it shows some screenshots here. Take it to the streets, shift into gear, and take off on high-speed chase through the city. Boxes of cones and barriers fly up when you hit them, though they won't cause any damage to your car. Press the A button to shift gears. High gears make the car easier to maneuver. Break the barriers at the high speed, they'll fly out of your way. I love that they have the classified right down there. Yeah, this gives a good breakdown of the game itself. So once you complete that, you're on to the side-scrolling game here of Stage 2, Vice File. There was only one person in the city who had access to gel in its most pure and dangerous form. He called himself the Rat Man. My informant, Christy, told me that I could find him at an abandoned construction site in a dark corner of the city. I was on the case. So moving the story ahead, and here is Rat Man for Stage 2's boss right there. He's hurling some I-beams since you're at a construction site. You could do a lot of damage to this mangy mutant by pelting him with grenades. Stay at the safe distance and get ready to maneuver when he tosses gritters. Jump when they come in a low and duck when they're flying high. Pretty good tips for sure. Moving on to stage 3. Their boss is Kimron. Some people say that Kimron practices black magic. He's definitely a suspicious character. Study his jumps and watch where he lands. Then kneel close by him and hit him. When he charges, jump to a platform and avoid his bow and flame burst. Again, I always like looking at these extra pictures that they show over here just to give you a better idea of what they were doing for art direction and then translate it into the 8-bit form for the game. But this game certainly has some fantastic graphics, music, gameplay. If you guys haven't played this game before, I did a live stream of it and it was a good one. Going through this here, getting yourself prepared to play the game. Maybe you were going to rent it for the weekend, so you're going through the level like, oh, okay, yep, there's one-ups over here. Here's some tips on the boss, the M5 Scorpion. The amazing M5 is a super durable armored vehicle. Its only weak spot is the sensor at the tip of the forward stem. Jump onto the plasma cannon while it fires 3 blasts. Then whip the weak spot as you avoid a shower of missiles. You can do it. Stage 6 breakdown and stage 7. So you get a full spread. 8 as well. Stage 8 boss, Proton. Stay clear of the Proton. One touch will hit you with an electric shock of unbelievable power. You should also beware of the Proton's biological blast. Stand safely on the very edge of the left or rightmost platform and hit the Proton with grenades. Then, when the Proton sends out a shower of mutant mass, seek shelter on the ground level. Move left and right to avoid the fallout and jump back up to the upper area when the coast is clear. I mean, certainly if you were renting this, you could use all the tips you could get to beat these bosses for sure. Does this go through the whole game? Stage 9, a bittersweet victory. Maybe it doesn't. Let's see. The Goo Mountain combat suit was coming after me. There was nothing I could do to avoid it. Little did I know, though, that Christy was inside the suit. When the suit was destroyed, Christy went down with it. What a devastating blow! And now there was a replica of myself staring at me through a glass cylinder. This was weird. I had to fight on and find out what's going on. First Reese, now Christy. I had nothing to lose. So that's it with Vice Project Doom right there. And then they give you a little Howard and Nestor comic break. Looks like it's Monopoly themed. Get out of jail free? You think this is funny, smart guy? Oh no, of course not. Snort, snicker. Well, Nestor, it looks like all that money you have is burning a hole in your pocket. Aren't you going to pick it up? Why bother? These pockets are bottomless. Ladies and gentlemen, the Reading Railroad is on the auction block. Do I have an opening bid? Howard already owns the other 3 railroads, so if I outbid him, he won't get the monopoly. I bid $200, $300, $1,000 and my autograph. Sold to Mr. Moneybags over there. There's something strange about this. You must have really wanted that railroad. I figured that you were saving up for Illinois Avenue to make a monopoly. More people land there than anywhere else in town. He's so jealous. He's turning green, my favorite color. Do I hear a bid for Illinois Avenue? $14. Sold for $14 to the shrewd gentleman in the bow tie. $14. I spent more than that on the poor tax. Why didn't you mortgage one of your other properties to raise the cash to buy Illinois Avenue? Why don't you take a long ride on a short line? Excuse me, did you drop this? Yes, I thought I'd never see that again. And you won't either. You're under arrest for littering. Listen, I'll give you the Waterworks, Baltic Avenue, and my dog for your card of get out of jail. I don't know. I might need it someday. I'll throw in the Reading Railroad. Okay, you can have Kentucky Avenue and Indian Avenue too. That's very generous. It's a deal. Okay, buddy, you done your time. Done my time? You mean I didn't have to buy this stupid card? I guess that's what they'll call paying your debt to society. Little Monopoly comic right there. All right, we're on to the Rocketeer Disney movie turned NES game. I don't think I played this one before, so it'd be good to get a little insight on it. Again, they give you, quite a few pages. Good spread here on the Rocketeer. The Rocketeer, ready your rockets and blast off for a spellbinding aerial adventure over Hollywood in the late 1930s. You are Cliff Secord, a reluctant hero in a tale of pre-war tension. The Rocketeer from Bandai soars into the action based on the upcoming summer blockbuster from Walt Disney Studios. Special reinforcements, so here's some of the weapons you can get. Your fist, take down enemies and bust open lockers and cabinets with several swift punches. A pistol, rifle, spray gun, grenade, and a bazooka. Your prize items, bullet packs, hearts, and rocket fuel. It all starts when Cliff Secord, ace racer for the Bigelow Air Circus, finds a package in the cockpit of an unused plane. Cliff and his pal Ambrose Peabody, known that this package is something special indeed, a streamlined double-cylinder rocket pack. Peavy crafts a helmet, and Cliff is readying for the test flight when a mob of thugs breaks into the hangar. Peavy makes a run for it, and Cliff takes to the air as the Rocketeer. Chapter 1. Gunmen have broken into the Bigelow Air Circus hangar. Get out of there quick and meet Peavy back at his house. There'll be time to ask questions later. Win valuable prizes. The B and H marks show where there are bullets and hearts. Sometimes you must open a container to make the prize appear. At other times, you'll find them out in the open. You can hold up to 8 energy units and 99 bullets. So it gives you a little breakdown when you're looking through here. Okay, H, yeah, B. And it does show you the path to go. You're jumping up here. You're looping around to 1-1. Go back down here. So it gives you a nice good run through of where to go on the game. Your battle continues on the Chaplin Airfield tarmac. Run or fly quickly and cautiously, and beware of the enemy rocket men. You're not the only one who could fly. Great art with him flying over here. Good. These would be great, to doodle. If I wanted to get some good doodling in, these are kind of the images I would stare at and then try to recreate for sure. The street is lined with thugs. Grenades are raining down, and there's no rocket fuel anywhere. You're going to have to hoof it. Keep your head down and beat the brawlers at their own game. Yeah, I don't know when they're going to come out with a Rocketeer 2 or remake or what. I'd love to see an updated game for sure. So again, more nice walkthrough. I mean, I've never seen where they literally draw the line for where you should be moving. I wonder whose job that was, just to go through here and make all these lines. It all comes down to the final battle with Sinclair high above the city. Are you Rocketeer enough to stop him? The high-flying adventures of the Rocketeer are soon bound for the silver screen. Watch for him this summer at a theater near you. So it's interesting, you get a little bit preview of this game here before the movie came out. So it kind of got you hyped to be like, oh, I got to go see the movie, because then you get the full backstory and get excited for that NES release. All right, we got Nintendo Power Awards 1990. The votes are in and nesters are polished and ready for the video game event of the season. And now, please, the envelope. For best graphics and sounds, the winner is Mega Man 3. Capcom did itself proud with the third game in the Mega Man series. The visual smorgasbord is made up of a rigorous mob of wacky robots and backgrounds that look as if they were designed by Dr. Wily himself. Sound-wise, it has a good beat and lots of effects. Coming in second place was Super Mario Bros. 3, and third place was Castlevania 3. A great variety of wild worlds pushed Super Mario Bros. 3 into the runner-up slot. Castlevania 3 dazzled the eyeballs with hauntingly detailed backgrounds and ghoulish undead monsters. I would beg to argue Castlevania 3 has way better graphics and backgrounds than Mega Man 3. I feel like Mega Man 3 had okay backgrounds, had good music too, but I didn't get the vote, so. For best theme and fun, and the winner is Super Mario Bros. 3. What can be said that hasn't been already said about this game? Mario's mission to rid the mushroom worlds of Koopa and his Koopalings is a classic. There are heroes, villains, narrow escapes, and turns out that Mario is half raccoon. Hey, the weirder, the better. Second place is Mega Man 3 for best theme and fun, and Dragon Warrior 2. For best challenge, the winner is Castlevania 3. I'll give it to them for that. Certainly a tough game. When the designers at Konami were working on this game, they must have known the stakes were high. Whether you're climbing through the gears of a tower clock or leaping from mast to mast on a ghost ship, the challenge doesn't let up for a minute. Second place was Crystallis, and third was Battle of Olympus. For best play control, coming in again, Super Mario Bros. 3. Best play control and best theme and fun. The second Nester is a tribute to the balance of Super Mario Bros. 3. What makes it so fun? In part, the play control. By land, air, or water, Mario's got the moves. You never have to stop and think about how Mario jumps. It comes naturally. That's the mark of greatness. Coming in second was Mega Man 3. And third place was Super C. These second and third place action hits both give you super control of your character so that you could get them quickly into the best firing position. For best hero, the winner is Mega Man. If you're looking for a hero with the metal to be a machine, look no further. Mega Man is the toughest little cyborg around. He runs, jumps, and shoots like a cross between a pop-up toaster and Arnold Schwarzenegger. What? Second place was Mario, and third was Donatello. Everyone knows the story of these two heroes. Humans and reptiles alike rest easy at night knowing that Mario and Don, along with his bros, are stomping the forces of rottenness. The best bad guy. The winner is Shredder. From TMNT 2, the arcade game. Why Shredder? Because he doesn't have a shred of decency. He baffles the bros by splitting in two, and his weird rays can turn them into turtle toddlers. Now that's bad. Second place is Dr. Wily, and third is the Koopalings. Dr. Wily just doesn't know when to quit. Give him a screwdriver and he'll take over the world. Bowser's nutty Koopalings have already taken over their worlds. For most innovative, the winner is Shadowgate. Kemco Siega introduced the PC adventure early in this year and has been a smash hit ever since. What makes it so different? 3D perspective, text clues, tons of items, and mysterious around every corner. I can't get anywhere in Shadowgate. I definitely need a full walkthrough on that. Second place is the Miracle Keyboard Teaching System. Okay, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you can learn how to play piano with the keyboard. And third place is Maniac Mansion. Whoever said piano lessons were a bore never played with the miracle keyboard. Maniac Mansion introduced NES players to a point-and-click adventure in total weirdness. For best simultaneous multiplayer action, we got TMNT 2. With Bro and Toe, you'll kick and slash your way to glory. Team fighting strategies are essential to defeat the hordes of Foot Clan soldiers and Shredder's captives. This game was meant for two turtles. Second place is NES Play Action Football, and third is Dr. Mario. Overall best games. For the NES, Super Mario Bros. 3. The choice won't come as a surprise to most of you. Super Mario Bros. 3 is the best-selling NES game in history because it is great balance, and that means it's fun. From great heroes and graphics to the best theme and control, Super Mario Bros. 3 puts it all together to take this year's top award. Coming in at number 2 is TMNT 2, the arcade game. And third place is Mega Man 3, all on NES. Coming in for the Game Boy, sticking with the Turtles here, TMNT Fall of the Foot Clan. Konami and the Turtles simply will not be denied. The Game Boy hit puts all the action on the NES games into the small screen. Second place, Super Mario Land. And third is Final Fantasy Legend. High adventure is alive and well in the Game Boy. Super Mario Land plunges the world's favorite plumber into hot water and worse, while Final Fantasy Legend is a quest for paradise. That about wraps things up here, of course. I had already guessed all the winners, but thanks for voting anyways. Time for a Battletoads comic break. Look at this thing. Love the colors of this for sure. Finally, a comic where all the good guys croak. Somewhere in vid space. Kiss my fist. Eat toad, Joe. We've got this Rat Pack packing toads. Way to go! Another planet that won't fall prey to the Dark Queen's minions. Thanks to Zitz, Pimple, and Rash, the Battletoads. And thanks to my muscles. Mad, Bad, and Crazy Toads. Yeah, alright. Hooray, go Toads! Yeah! Listen to that crowd. They must have really enjoyed seeing me kick Rat's tail. Sure, Dave. Speaking of rats, I smell a couple coming. Another fine performance in the game's generator, my amphibious friends. And I mean Dave, George, and Morgan. Of course. Thanks, Mr. Vicus. That's the nicest thing you could say? So I don't know if it was always with the backstory of this where they're using like virtual reality to like be the Battletoads, and then something happens, we'll see, I guess, in the comic, right? Why, Mr. Zelger, do I detect hostility? In fact, I've just been conferring with Silius and the other designers that we like to tweak the difficulty level of the generator to create more thrill power, of course. Go ahead, we haven't lost a game yet. Bring it on, dude. Remember, just tweak the difficulty. We can't risk hurting our precious Battletoads. They're Pisconi's big ticket item right now. Geez, they're just game players. It's not like they could get killed or anything. Though, I like to kill them. And maybe I can. Later, at Silius's pad. Almost got it. This is gonna be outstanding. Battletoads game development system. Enter primary user access. Code Dark Queen Design. Module version 1.13. Crack! Whoa! That was some entrance, Queenie. Where'd you learn that trick? Silence, human, and bow. You stand in the presence of the Dark Queen. Give me a break, beautiful. I made you, and I can unmake you. The only thing I can't get rid of is those pesky Battletoads. They're far too popular. Silius, there. As much about me, you do not understand. You did not create me, you pinhead. But you and your friends at Piscone did create those Battletoads. Now I require you to unmake them, and I know exactly how to do it. Meanwhile, in the Toads pad, I can't put a finger on it, but I don't trust Vicus. No one knows where he came from or anything. His buddy Silius isn't much better. I like to sock him in the jaw, then he'd understand the real thrill power. Hey guys, why don't we take Vicus' office tonight? Maybe we'll find something that'll tell us the truth about him. Ba, ba, ba. Later that night, while all of Piscone sleeps, there looks like they're breaking and entering here, sneaking into the building. Hey, the door's open. Be careful, guys. Someone beat it to us. It looks like they knew what to search for. I don't see anything here. That's because the good stuff was taken. This file contained the top secret schematic for the genetic chips from the Battletoads games generator. Gee, what are we gonna do? I got a bad feeling, guys. Let's check out the games generator. I don't remember leaving the game up and running, do you guys? No, and I don't see anyone. Hey, someone's been sitting in my chair. Someone may have tampered with it, so be ready for anything. Natch, Mork, baby. Aren't I always? Check, Mork. I feel like a bunch of molecular building blocks. Oh, my frog. What's happening? That didn't feel quite right. What's going on here? Morgan? Or should I say Zitz? I'll show you what's going on, Pond Patrol. Welcome to my world, amphibious freaks. I hope you like it. Because you won't be leaving. I have finished playing games. Hi, guys. What the? Don't move. I introduced a virus into your game's generator, turning you into the Toads permanently. There will be no game over. I always thought you were a rat, Silius. And now I know. Why'd you turn? You helped create the Battletoads games generator. I never told anyone, but I wanted to be a Battletoad. You guys got all the fun while I toiled behind the scenes. Silence. I created the virus program. I bent Celia's hatred to my will, and now I shall destroy you. My world was simpler before you interfered, Battletoads. There were no challenges to my power. Celius thinks he and his designers created my world, but actually, they created a gateway between us. If you think you're gonna lay down and croak, you got another thing coming. Let's eat toads. Annihilate them. Mad, bad, and crazy toads. The Battletoads fight villainy, but this may be curtains. Pow, pow, crunch. What's this? More trouble for the Toads? Looks like our last stand, Toads. At least we'll go down fighting. Are you sure we can't pause the game and take a timeout? Hey, Toads, need a lift? Wham! What the? See you later, suckers! Oh, really hauled our frog legs out of there. Yeah, the heat was really on. You're lucky that Professor T-Bird was passing nearby and I could lend you a feather. But why did you rescue us? She's quite a babe in a twisted sort of way. Well, I can't stand to see the Dark Queen win at anything. Though I once was in love with her. But I'll chalk that up to the whims of Bestow-it young heart. What's the matter? Haven't you ever seen the control room before on a spaceship? Yes, no. Isn't this whole thing just a video game? You and the Dark Queen aren't real, are you? Honk, alarm. She's as real as that warship on her tail. You Toads are hotshots, man. Those lasers. Time to retreat. To cut a long story short, despite the tremendous odds, the Vulture makes a jump into hyperspace and escapes the Dark Queen's clutches. For now. Toads, we make an excellent team. With my brains and your brawn, we'll beat the Dark Queen in no time. What do you say, partners? Until we figure out what's happening to us, I guess we have no choice. Yep, I think we're a team, Professor. As if they had it any other way. Stay tuned for further adventures of Battletoads in the next issue of Nintendo Power. Nice. Definitely a fun one for sure. And again, they had a lot of these comics that they put down into one graphic novel. I know they did it with the Zelda ones and the Mario ones. Not sure if they did it with the Battletoads ones as well. All right, moving along to the classified information. Top secret. This is where you get all your tips and tricks of the games you're playing or maybe you're going to rent. I definitely would go through and see what games I played. These ones here did not play, but Mega Man 3. They give you a password power-up right here. Mega Man 3 password system. Each position that is filled by a red or blue ball signifies a particular accomplishment. If you have, for instance, collected one of the Robot Master's weapons, the position for that weapon will be filled when you receive a password. It also follows that every possible energy tank total has a corresponding password position. So it breaks it down here of how many energy tanks you'd like to have. 9 energy tanks, you just put a A6 in. And you're good to start the game with 9 energy tanks. Pretty good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, double strength code. Looks like we got 10 turtles down here. Stage select. And you could do both 10 turtles and stage select. BA, BA, up, down, BA, left, right, BA, start. Fearless foursome of Leo, Don, Mike, and Raph have come across a real challenge in the NES version of the arcade adventure. To help them, we've already reported on 2 separate codes, allowing 9 turtles in reserve in a stage select. Now our agents have discovered a single code, which combines the 2. So there you go. Maybe give you a little bit more guys and you could beat the game. We got Captain Skyhawk, Maniac Mansion as well. Another Mega Man 3, right? Because they got Mega Man 3 on this page. Yeah, another Mega Man 3. Goofy Gadget. Mega Man's run-in with Breakman are a curious part of the story of Mega Man 3. Our agents found that with meeting with Breakman in the Gemini Man stage can lead to a very strange change in the penguin marks below the surface. Normally when you get Breakman in the stage, your movement will be temporarily frozen while Breakman destroys a stopper which blocks passage. That's right, to the underground. With 2 quick moves though, you can jump through the stopper before the action can freeze. Run along the surface of the planet until the scene stops scrolling. Then inch over to the right side of the screen and prepare yourself for a super jump by pressing and holding right on the controller pad of controller 2. When you're ready to slide to the right into the screen and super jump to the stopper, you'll fall right through it and into the underground. When you get to the penguin makers, you'll see that they have drastically changed. And all the other characters, though, will be the same as before. So it glitches out or something like that there. So does it show... Oh, yeah, the glitched out version right there. I see it. And then some Dirty Harry code as well. Here's something that'll make your day. Unlimited lives in Dirty Harry. Just enter Clyde as your password at the beginning of the game. You'll be able to roam the streets and pick up punks as long as you want, without ever losing one of your characters in reserve. Nice, there you go. There's a good way to enjoy that game, Dirty Harry. The Lone Ranger. Here we go. Here's the Lone Ranger. Can't say I ever played this game before. I think it's a pretty heavily involved game too. Out on the dusty legends of the Old West come Konami's action adventure starring the Lone Ranger. Evil Butch Cavendish has kidnapped the president and the Lone Ranger is on his trail. Along the way, he'll have to help just about everyone else west of the Mississippi too. but shoot 'em up action is the real name of the game. The plot only loosely connects a wide variety of action scenes. In some stages, a zapper option is available for sharpshooters. You'll save the game with passwords, but to save the day, you'll have to master 6 playing views. That's cool that you can use the zapper, and this makes it a good rental game because of the passwords right there, for sure. So it breaks down the regions right here. Region 2 with some caves. Oh yeah, you're definitely going to use some of these maps for sure. It's almost doing like a Walnut Grove. It sounds like a right happy place. We're headed to in Albuquerque, Silver. Yeehaw! Lone Ranger. Definitely would have to use Nintendo Power to get anywhere in this game. Looks like we've reached the portion of the fold-out map and all poster. Let's get a good shot of this. So you get the fold-out poster right here. Pretty basic map of the Old West and breaks down all the areas. That's great. It's got like numbers you can use down there. And then what do we got as the poster itself? Looks like it's a Tailspin, Disney cartoon, and NES game as well. Coming soon to your NES, so get you pumped for that. Nice. Let's fold that back up and get it back into this. Special feature Game Boy right here. This issue's giant Game Boy feature includes reviews of 6 of the hottest Game Boy releases. Check out the dungeon exploring adventures of Mysterium and Gauntlet 2, the sci-fi action of Battle Unit Zeoth, and the super soccer thrills of Nintendo World Cup, and the puzzling fun of Spot, the chess master. There's also a page on classified information and news on future packs. Read on. So it breaks down your games here so you can see the covers, cover art right there. Can't say I ever heard of this game, Mysterium. Kind of looks like a Shadowgate, right? But just on the Game Boy. Could definitely appreciate the maps right here of where you got to go. Because I can feel like totally get lost, everything kind of blending together on the Game Boy. Oh yeah, they give you a few pages here of that game. And then running the Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2. Who shall you choose? The elf, warrior, Valkyrie, or the wizard? Nice. So yeah, you get to choose who you want to be in the fighting. I played some Gauntlet, certainly in the arcade. Can't say I played it on the Game Boy. I guess it would be pretty fun to take it on to go. What else we got here? Love the art right here of them battling the dragon. That looks sweet. Then it gives you a breakdown of each level on where to go, keys, food, exit. Survive the gauntlet. Each time you journey into the lower mazes, you'll encounter new challenges, for the rooms appeared randomly. The most important strategy for survival is to keep moving. Don't stand around. Admiring the view. Maintaining your life points is also vital. Take food and cider whenever you find them and avoid deaths and monsters. Always keep some potions on hand. When foes surround you, the potion is your ticket out of there. Keep your eyes peeled too. Look for traps and crumbling walls everywhere. If you do all this, you may just survive the gauntlet. Bam, bam, bam. Battle Unit Zeoth. I remember I picked this game up. I thought the box art on it looked really sweet. I mean, cool mech robot, right? It's up to you to rescue Earth from the grip of the evil alien force intent on taking over in this intense game from Jalico. Oh no! An evil alien force has invaded Earth in the first phase of its sinister plan of planetary conquest. Earth's leaders have come up with a single plan to send in their latest scientific triumph, Battle Unit Zeoth. This unbelievable, versatile flying super robot is the only glimmer of hope in thwarting the aliens' heinous plans. You must guide him towards the alien city, successfully penetrate its defenses, and find the evil alien leader who holds Earth's fate in his twisted claws. Ready? You are Earth's final hope. Gotta love the crazy backstory for sure. Awesome. All right, gives you a quick breakdown of all the stages. Literally all the stages, yeah. Stage 1 through 5 shows all the bosses. And victory. Do they just show you the end right here? The Earth is saved. There's your end screen. Don't even have to play the game. World Cup Soccer. Oh, okay, I like the art style. It reminds me of Super Dodgeball. Same style with that. Or Crash and the Boys or any of those. So I'm surprised I never got this on the Game Boy. I love me some Super Dodgeball. Spot. The 7-Up mascot right here. Good news for the 7-Up Spots. Now, Arcadia's refreshing strategy game is out on Game Boy. This version features 2-player, non-game link action and playing boards you can edit. Okay, kind of make your own game here. And Chess Master. Never played that one there. You could get chess on the go. Game Boy Classified, so it's a little condensed version of some tips and tricks. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan, Power Up. In case you missed one of the first times around, you can power up one of your turtles once per game. Just pause the game and press up, up, down, down, left, right on the control pad. Then press the B and A buttons and power up. Almost like the Konami code. Pretty good. Shows what games are now out, whether they're 1-player, 2-player, game link for 2 players, GL, if you get a GL in here. Puznik is game linked. Skate or Die, Tour de Thrash. You could game link on that, skating. And coming soon, Fortified Zone. Kind of looks neat, almost looks like a Metal Gear type game there. Game Boy Games in the works include current NES and arcade hits, as well as completely new titles. Upcoming games include Clax and Marble Madness from Mindscape, Blades of Steel from Konami, and The Hunt for Red October from Hi-Tech. Red October has a unique game linking feature where one player controls the famed submarine and the other player controls the enemy fleet. Another game that will be fun to game link with is Fortified Zone from Jaleco. It's a combat adventure which takes place in several maze-like compounds. Game linking players can split up and explore different parts of the compounds at the same time. We'll keep up with more new Game Boy titles as details develop. Nice, that sounds pretty fun for sure. Look at the spread, LOLO 3. Never played the LOLO games. I gotta get into these LOLO games. All 3 in the NES. The Wicked King of Agerland is back, and this time he's turned the citizens into stone. Absent when the king cast his spell, Lolo and Lala have escaped and are the villagers' only hope. They must search the labyrinth of rooms to find the king and force him to remove his spell. HAL America's third adventure featuring Lolo and Lala is the biggest and best yet. With 17 levels and 100 mind-boggling rooms, it has completely new underwater stages, and now you can be either Lolo or Lala. Levels 1 to 7, I mean, there's no way they can go through every level, right? I guess quite a few. 8 through 13 kind of gives you the breakdown here. More rooms, more strategies. They're big, they're bad, but can you beat them? Looks like some of the bosses here. Skull, a giant gull, Mighty Medusa, Don Medusa. Don Medusa makes a square, then a dismount. He fires at a midpoint of each wall, so limit yourself to a quadrant and fire when he crosses your path. All right, so it's giving you some boss patterns right there. Your final foe, the Evil King. The Wicked King of Agerland is fierce and fiery. Study his movement pattern as he bounds around the room spewing fireballs at you. Defense is the key. Shoot his fireballs before they strike you and sneak in shots when you can. Little preview of the final battle right there. Lolo and Lala return to the village and find smiles instead of stony statues. Tranquility returns to Agerland as once again Brains triumphs over Brawn. So again, it's showing you like the ending screen there, which I find very odd, right? Don't you want to keep that as a surprise? Here's some of the NES Acheviers, people getting high scores or beating the game, and they sent in their submissions. Oh, nice. Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. We got a couple people here that beat it. Let's see if there's anyone from Connecticut. Yep, right here. William Dupkins from Waterbury, Destiny of an Emperor. He beat that game. Gremlins 2, a new batch. Little Nemo, the Dream Master, great game as well. Any other ones stand out here? Shadow of the Ninja, nice. Just played that one. And we got some GameBoy Games as well. Send in your red hot scores. Top 30, May 1991. This is what was coming in for the top games that came out. Super Mario Bros. 3. We talked a lot about it in this issue for sure. That's number 1. TMNT 2, the arcade game, and Mega Man 3, of course, no surprise with those top 3. Rounding off the 10, Final Fantasy at number 4, Dr. Mario at number 5, Tetris number 6, Crystallis number 7, Dragon Warrior 2 is number 8. Says, like its predecessor, Dragon Warrior 2 has lasting appeal for the many role-playing fans. NES Play Action Football, really, coming in at number 9. And Ultima, Quest of the Avatar, number 10. And then it just gives you a breakdown of the players' picks, the pros' picks, and the dealers' picks. Wow, look at this for the celebrity profile. It's Alex Winter from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. This is cool. We got to dive into this. Here's a picture of them. The dudes from San Dimas, Bill, Alex Winter, and Ted, Keanu Reeves. Alex Winter is a very busy guy these days. Between starring in the soon-to-be-released sequel, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 2, which it wasn't named that, but writing and directing TV shows and producing music videos, he doesn't have a lot of time left over for much else, unless it's Game Boy. I started seeing people playing Game Boy everywhere, recalls Alex. At first, I didn't know what the heck they were doing. I thought it was maybe some sort of secret network that I wasn't aware of. Finally, I borrowed one from somebody on the set and started playing Tetris. The next thing I knew, the sun had gone down and I was hooked for good. Alex got hooked on acting at an early age, starring at the age of 10 on Broadway opposite Vincent Price in Oliver. More recently, he portrayed a series of bad boy type characters in films such as Death Wish 3, The Lost Boys, and Haunted Summer. But it was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure which skyrocketed Alex to fame. I was pretty surprised that Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was so popular, said Alex. I mean, we thought the film would do well, but I don't think anybody thought it would be number 1 at the box office for so long. In fact, it was so popular that a Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure cartoon series was made, and a Nintendo game is in the works from LJN. So I guess nothing really surprises me anymore. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 2, which debuts this summer, finds Bill and Ted in the thick of things once again. An evil dude from the future sends 2 duplicates of Ted and me back to the present to wreak havoc on the world. Alex said, briefly explaining the plot. We spend the rest of the movie trying to stop them from destroying everything. Alex is excited about playing the video game version of Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure. If the video game is anything like the movie, says Alex, It should be a lot of fun trying to get Bill and Ted out of the crazy situations they somehow manage to get themselves in. Beyond Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 2, Alex is very excited about a new show which he is writing, directing, and producing for MTV called The Idiot Box. According to Alex, the half-hour comedy is similar to Monty Python, Saturday Night Live, and SCTV, in that it features a series of outrageous sketches that are very off the wall. I don't know if I ever seen that. I'll have to Google search or go on YouTube, The Idiot Box. Although Alex admits that his free time is very precious, he does manage to get a few rounds of Tetris and Super Mario Bros. 2 whenever possible. My strategy for Nintendo games is a lot like my strategy for life, says Alex. You've got to relax, concentrate, and think ahead. Nice. Great write-up for sure. Players Poll Contest. Grand prize, go on Hudson Hawk scavenger hunt and win Sony big screen TV. Now this game came out and they made an NES game as well. But in the movie he does mention the NES. Bruce Willis is in the movie and I think he was in prison for stealing something and he got out and he mentioned something about playing Nintendo. Very interesting.
Broadway takes, seduce some women, play Nintendo, bone some chicks.
What's Nintendo?
So, grand prize is a scavenger hunt. A personalized quest plotted in your hometown by the Nintendo Power Staff. You and 3 friends will piece together clues found all over town while riding in a chauffeur-driven limousine. Recover Leonardo da Vinci's 3 lost treasures, just like in the movie Hudson Hawk. You'll earn a valuable reward for your efforts, a Sony big screen television. Second prize, movie party and Hudson Hawk game pack. You won't have to scavenge money to see Hudson Hawk if you win the second prize. We'll give 5 winners passes for themselves and 10 friends to see Hudson Hawk at a theater in or near their home. We'll even pay for all the popcorn and candy you care to eat. You can even have a cappuccino if they serve them at your local theater. After you see the movie, you'll be first to play the Hudson Hawk NES game, courtesy of Sony ImageSoft. Third prize, Nintendo Power jerseys. Talk about exclusive fashion. You can't buy them in stores and you won't find them in a scavenger hunt. You can only win them in the Players Poll Contest. So enter now and be the first of your friends to sport this hot jersey. Nice. So you got a little Nestor on the breast right there. And it looks like Nintendo Power, and it lists all the different segments in the magazine. Like video shorts, Counselor's Corner, NES Archives, classified information. Pretty neat. Wonder who ended up winning. Here we go. We got Counselor Corner. If you're stuck in a game, write in, call in, see where you can go. Startropics. How do I get through the Ghost Village? Power up. Whack a jelly. Fork in a tunnel. Maxi battle. So give you a quick breakdown on there. Looks like two tips for Startropics. How do I enter the tunnel in Captain Bell's Memorial? Oh, here we go with the keys. This is very reminiscent of the Goonies, where they had to play the organ. That kind of got me thrown back to there. So you need to play the correct keys on this. Captain Bell was a crafty character. He made sure that only those who were in on the secret of his memorial could have access to the channel tunnel. When you enter the memorial, you'll see that the flame blocks the entrance to the tunnel. These flames can be extinguished, though, if you play the right tune on the gigantic pipe organ in the memorial. There is one resident of the island who knows the tune. After talking to all the people of the village and Chief Bellico, you'll learn that Pete, the parrot, is a direct descendant of Captain Bell's parrot. Pete will help you with the puzzle of the memorial if you give him a gift. Then you can get in there. Nice. A little bit of Ultima, some help on that. Castlevania 3. How do I collect the hard-to-reach 1-ups? So this shows you a platform turnaround where one of the one-ups is Alucard, where you're going to have to turn into a bat in order to get somewhere, and then grants a giant leap to grab the one-up. Definitely need those extra lives to get through that game for sure. Magician and Werewolf. I never played Magician, but I did play Werewolf. How do I cross the beams in the second level? The second level of this thriller, there are several corridors lined with laser beam emitting devices. Climb down to the left, then jump over the ladder to the right, where the beams are. If you cross the beams in your human form, you'll be hit with a very strong jolt. As the werewolf, though, you'll be able to cross the beams unharmed with a backflip. Just press up on the control pad with the B button at the same time. The werewolf will jump and spin. While he's in the air, press right or left on the control pad to move him through the air and pass the beams. Now playing May 1991, Magic Darts. I definitely remember renting this game for sure. I remember these characters you could choose for sure. I don't think I've probably gotten very far in the game, but a wide variety of new releases are making their way to NES retailers. There are action, role-playing, sports, and even video versions of darts and miniature golf. Few of these games that didn't quite merit feature coverage may spark your interest. Magic Darts. New twist on the classic game of darts. Make Magic Darts from Romstar a unique gaming experience. Up to 4 players can choose from 12 types of dart-wielding characters. They range from average players to experts, aliens, and other characters that you may not immediately associate with the game. Each player has his or her own way of making the dart reach the board. Wampum, definitely a fun one for sure. This gives you a nice breakdown of the Wampum game. Take on the dangers of the great outdoors in a test of skill and bravery from Jalico. As a young Indian brave, you will run, jump, and fight your way through 8 exciting levels, from an opening test of courage to a final battle. In this classic style of the Mega Man series and other action-packed adventures, you can choose the order in which you complete the levels. Wampum, definitely a good one. Mini Putt, can't say I heard of that one. Or Clash Ball. Bill Elliott's NASCAR Challenge. Laser Invasion. You got the laser attachment right on there. Continuing the tradition of the Top Gun series of first-person perspective combat missions, Ultra presents a helicopter thriller made for use with the standard controller, Zapper light gun, or the new laser scope helmet. Fly your helicopter through enemy territory, then land and continue on foot through 4 exciting missions. Nice. What else we got here? Pack Watch. Look into the future of NES game packs. Look for plenty of hot news on the NES and Super NES in this installment of Pack Watch. Stay tuned for the hottest news on all Nintendo systems. We even slipped in an item or 2 on the Game Boy. Tecmo Super Bowl is just around the corner. People getting excited for that. Darkman, if you guys remember that movie. Movie game maker Ocean is playing a game based on a sci-fi superhero, Darkman. In the early versions, we saw the cinematic graphics were top-notch, and the action scenes reminded us a bit of RoboCop 2. Like the movie, the game will continue lots of action as Darkman tries to get revenge on the gangsters who made him the tragic superhero that he is. In the game, Darkman will use his super strength and other abilities to combat crime. Plus, he'll obtain Mask that will allow him to walk unnoticed amongst enemies. Oh, okay, that's cool. Daydreamin' Davy. And then again, Hudson Hawk is around the corner, the NES game. And there was a Game Boy game as well for that game. I like it. Super Famicom / NES Showcase. Our pack watchers managed to get the hot scoop on the prototype Super Nintendo Entertainment System, as it's officially called. As you can see, the design of the Super NES is similar to the Super Famicom, but with some of the more angular qualities of the NES mixed in. We're expected to have a full report on the Super NES in our next issue. Nice, next month. With an insider rundown of the system's technical capabilities. Here's a look at a couple of Super Famicom games that should also come out for the Super NES. We got Super R-Type, excellent shooter game, looks awesome. Hole-in-One, big deal, it's a golf game. You're going to showcase a golf game? Come on. And Rumors. Tons of rumors are out, different games that will be developed for the Super Famicom and Super NES. It was perhaps inevitable that Acclaim announced a Super NES title based on The Simpsons. But at press time, no other details were available. CSG ImageSoft has a couple of 16-bit titles in the works, one of them Jelly Bean. Stars a little blue hero that reminded us of a cross between Lolo and the Blob from A Boy and His Blob. Equinox is a follow-up to the NES puzzler, Solstice. This game will chronological the adventures of the one of Shadak's descendants, who'll be faced with an even larger labyrinth. 1,000 rooms to explore. Trade West is working on a 16-bit version of Super Off-Road. Hopefully, it will support multiplayer. And some other gossip galore here. American Gladiators, Bases Loaded 3, Might and Magic, Videomation. THQ's Videomation isn't a game, but it's fun to play with. You can draw anything with the program and add motion to your masterpiece with the animation feature. Wizardry 2 and Workboy? Never heard of this. Workboy, an accessory being developed by Leeds Technology, turns your Game Boy into an organizer, traveler, helper, complete with a weights, measure, and temperature converter, world time clock, telephone auto dialer, calculator, language translator, diary, and personal banker. An optional keyboard has been designed to make it easy to enter data into Workboy. Wonder if that ever came to fruition, Workboy. And wrapping it up here with the Bulletin Board. Back issues. Here's some of the back issues you can get. And the strategy guides, tips, and books. Phone directory in case you want Nintendo Power subscription, customer service, or gameplay counseling in case you're stuck on a game as well. Next issue, a little tease, Battletoads. Going to be a review on Battletoads. The Hunt for Red October on Game Boy. Super RC Program on Game Boy as well. Fantastic game. All this, plus a Super NES preview. Next month, take a look at the amazing capabilities of the Super NES. You heard about the Super Famicom available in Japan. Now see what innovations have been made in our US version. And it follows up here with a letter. Hot news, if you're a subscriber or renew your subscription under our new special offer, you'll receive a NES Game Atlas very soon. Can you believe it? It's free as part of your subscription. As long as you keep your subscription up to date, you'll get 3 other books of the same great quality in the coming year, all free. I think it's wild that Nintendo is giving them away free, but if that's what Nintendo wants to do, I say great. The really crazy part is that some people are still buying individual issues of Nintendo Power at the newsstands for $3.50 each. I don't think I ever got mine at the newsstands. I think I always had a subscription. And they'll pay $15 each for the NES Game Atlas and the other players' guides to come, when they could subscribe and get 12 magazines and 4 books for $15. If you know players who haven't subscribed, be sure to let them know what they're missing. There we go. That wraps up. Oh, see? There's my dad, Thomas Lyman. So this was one of my issues from back in the day. I love that shows the stuff you can get. Mario Lunchbox. That Punch-Out hat and Zelda clock are awesome. The 4-score looks like a Zelda board game and a Nintendo cap as well. Hot buttons. Look for the Nintendo seal quality on games, accessories, and a whole lot more. It's your guarantee that you push the right button for top playing fun games only from Nintendo. Nice. So again, we were looking at Nintendo Power Volume 24 from May 1991. And this was my guide from back in the day that I got from Nintendo Power subscription. Certainly a blast going through these magazines and reading the stories and discovering stuff, once and again. Some games maybe I never played before, still to this day. So hopefully you guys are enjoying these and it's bringing you back. And guys, these come out every Wednesday on the channel. If this is something you're into, you can put it on in the background and hear me read to you a Nintendo Power magazine, just like this issue right here. You could get caught up on your Nintendo Power issues by checking out this video. And as always, guys, I'm Russ Lyman, and keep your world fun bit by bit. I'll see you next video.